On this special edition of More Business Spotlight, we'll show you how more businesses have been impacted by the devastation of the May 20th tornado.
Was just stunned to see it gone, not damaged, not broken, not waterlogged, gone.
While the damage has been great,
my daughter and my other manager were in the bathrooms when this thing hit. You see what we have.
The buildings can be replaced. People can't.
the recovery has been even greater.
The people that are in charge of rebuilding this are doing everything they can to get us up and running.
We're just resilient. We're coming back. We will be stronger.
Join us to see businesses that were not broken by nature, but instead reveal how more is coming back, stronger than ever. On May 20th, 2013, the F5 tornado struck the heart of more citizens by taking homes and businesses in its path of destruction. The tornado not only left people homeless, but also completely destroyed 30 more businesses. Some of these businesses, like Moore's Warren Theater, received minor wind damage and power outages.
You know, we had not done that type of building before, exactly built the way it was. The one thing that's a vulnerability is souls inside your building and a direct hit from a tornado. And so that's the other reason for building it the way we built it.
Other businesses, like the Tinker Federal Credit Union, were not quite as fortunate.
It virtually destroyed the entire building except for the vault.
This is Jan Davis, who fled to the vault of TFCU along with 22 other people. After the tornado had passed, they emerged to find themselves standing in the wreckage of their old office.
Luckily, it withstood the force of the tornado, destroyed the building, and we had to tear it down.
Even without the bank's old foundations, Jan still sees the light at the end of the tunnel.
We are in the process of rebuilding. We've got plans for a new branch and excited about being back in the community of Moore.
TFCU isn't the only business having to go back to scratch. Even bigger facilities like the Moore Medical Center are tearing down and starting over.
Moore Medical Center has been deemed a total construction loss by the engineers. We will begin the demolition process on June 25th.
The building may look like a loss on the surface, but Richie Split is looking deeper.
Well, the building from the outside is in really rough shape. That continued inside the building to a point, and there were some areas in the core of the building where our patients and staff found safety that much of that equipment was untouched or in relatively good shape.
Now that Moore Medical Center is getting a new start, Norman Regional is working to give the community the services it needs.
The hospital itself, though a total constructive loss, is very important to the community, and we're working on plans to come back with some services to meet their needs as we think about the next step for the hospital.
No matter the size or the damage of the business, everyone is in recovery mode, and there's still a lot of work to be done.
Have we totally recovered? No, not just yet, because we don't know all about our businesses. We're working very hard to find out all about them. Well, we know that some are coming back. We see signs on I-35 that we will return.
Hundreds of businesses in Moore were directly affected by the tornado, resulting in several $1 million lost in property damage and income. The impact the tornado left is unquestionable, but the recovery is well underway. When we return,
there are a lot of things that happen when a disaster happens. One is that the business may be damaged or destroyed. Then what?
How is the rest of Oklahoma aiding the recovery of more businesses? We'll show you how others are joining with Moore to help us get back to business.
truly is an injury that occurs to businesses that aren't even in the tornado path, didn't even see the tornado path. You know, they're just in and around the area, and people, for whatever reason, are staying clear of this area.
The Moore area saw a significant impact to its economy and businesses in the weeks following the tornado. This called many business organizations into action to pool resources.
Then the Greater Oklahoma City stepped in and basically said, we would like to help you. With open arms, we said, yes, please come in.
We contacted the City of Oklahoma City, City of Moore, the Moore Chamber, Department of Commerce, South Oklahoma City Chamber, and got together with them, telling them we would really like to do an initiative called Back to Business to try to help companies that had been directly and immediately impacted by the tornado.
Both the City of Moore and the Moore Chamber of Commerce have been working with the Oklahoma City Chamber to see that Moore's businesses can recover as quickly as possible.
We know businesses, some of them totally lost their facilities, other ones maybe lost utilities, maybe other ones were in a circumstance where roads were closed and people couldn't get to them. So there's a multitude of ways that businesses got impacted, and so we're trying to say, tell us what your problem is and see if we can help over this interim time so we can save you.
In fact, there are lots of people wanting to serve Moore, even some who have experienced their own disasters. The Chamber of Commerce from Joplin, Missouri is a great example, having weathered a severe tornado of its own in 2011. Amazingly, their business community raised $20,000 to help Moore, and there were numerous organizations following suit.
Anytime there's a disaster or anything like that, those chambers are the first ones that call me and say, hey, how can we help, or what do you need, are you okay? And not just Oklahoma, it's across the United States. We've built those relationships with other chamber execs and other members of the chamber world, and so they're always the first ones to call and show their support. So it's a natural thing for us.
Assistance from across the state and country have come in a variety of different ways. Susan Urbach with the Small Business Development Center is a good example.
What an SBDC does is to provide advice for business owners. Our whole goal is to make them well-managed and profitable, and obviously for those who've been affected by disasters, the issue is being able to recover and have a good recovery process.
The Small Business Development Center is a service that normally consults with businesses trying to get off the ground. With a disaster hitting so many small businesses, the Development Center has stepped in to help.
Now, from a disaster standpoint, if you're in business, you're our client. Every situation is different, and every person's way of dealing with things is very different. We're there to just look at what your circumstance is, figure out what the priorities are, and help you prioritize what's next and what you may think about in the future.
With so many organizations eager to help, more businesses can take comfort in their support.
What can we do for you personally? Can we talk to your clientele? Can we serve you in any way? If you need any assistance of any kind, whatever it might be, that we will have resources there for you.
Outside assistance is certainly helping to kickstart recovery in Moore's business community, but so is the resiliency of the business people already here. In our final segment,
Just to have the mindset and the heart to carry on is tremendous, and so their resiliency is actually helping us, and to see them in operation and them doing things as normal is extremely gratifying.
how have other businesses brought stability to the disaster? Find out more when we return. For additional information about assistance for businesses impacted by the tornado, contact the Small Business Development Center at 232-1968, the Moore Chamber of Commerce at 794-3400, or the Moore Economic Development Department at 793-5224. Moore city officials believe one of the keys to recovery has been the many businesses that chose to reopen within days of the disaster.
We need our businesses to be open, to be selling their products, to be generating the sales tax for us and for their livelihood as well. So just a huge thank you to all those businesses that opened as soon as they possibly could.
The Warren Theater was one of those key businesses that reopened only 10 days after the tornado had leveled the surrounding area. Owner Bill Warren sought to open as quickly and safely as possible. This is what he had to say just days after the storm.
We had structural engineers in today. 3 of them went through the building. It's all safe. You know, the key thing is to make sure that the building is safe, which it is.
Having a business like the Warren open so quickly was not only good for the local economy, but also gave Moore the excitement and morale to keep pushing forward.
He was in constant contact with us as the city and asking us, does this work for you? Is it too soon? Do you think people are ready? Having them open and having them open as quickly as they did was it was a relief, and it was such a boost of confidence and energy.
Ebri believes that while all of this has been helpful, it's ultimately the citizens and volunteers who shop in Moore that are making the biggest difference. And the city's Economic Development Department is working hard to get that message out.
Our citizens are responding, and then those that are coming in to assist. Our volunteer base is enormous, and they are coming in to help and to help rebuild, but they're also here buying products and services, and so and they understand the value of keeping it local.
Most of the customers coming in have said they just want to help. They can't get out and pick up debris, but they can eat. So they're coming down and eating, and that's been real helpful. It's kind of cool.
The general vibe is most everyone is coming back.
This is Moore. Everybody wants to help each other. Everybody wants to stay. Everybody loves the community, and I really think that most businesses will continue and come back here.
More businesses had to overcome not just the power of Mother Nature, but also the challenge of an economy devastated by tragedy. Recovery for business has taken some huge steps forward, thanks to citizens and volunteers. There's still work to be done, but Moore remains a premier place to open shop.
I'll stop loving on the city when everybody else does, and so doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Most businesses love working in this community and love the people here, and we'll be back.